Howdy, everybody. Here we are, all ready to take you down to Pine Ridge for another visit with Lum and Abner. Brought to you by the makers of Horlicks, the original malted milk. Folks, this week is National First Aid Week in America. So be sure and watch for the first aid demonstrations the druggists are featuring everywhere. While you're in the drugstore, ask your druggist about Horlicks and the many cheap imitations that have lately appeared on the market. He'll tell you to beware of these imitations. And here's the reason. Most of them are just mechanical mixtures of skim milk, inferior malt powder, and a lot of ordinary sugar. There's certainly no economy in buying products like that, is there? Not when you can get all the good, wholesome nourishment of Horlicks for just a few cents more. Remember that when next you buy malted milk for yourself or family. Remember that the full cream milk, the wheat and malted barley in Horlicks, are specially blended by the Horlick process to bring out the fullest flavor and richness, the utmost nourishment. That's why it pays to insist on Horlicks. You know that you're getting the best that your money can buy. And now, let's see what's happening down in Pine Ridge. You know, last week, Abner agreed to furnish the circus playing Pine Ridge with feed for their animals while they were in town, and took a mortgage on them as security of the debt. Well, last night, the circus was forced to close, and Abner foreclosed his mortgage. So now he has the circus animals to add to his collection. As we look in on Pine Ridge today, we find Lum and Dick Huddleston over at the Jot 'em Down store discussing Abner's predicament. Listen.
Oh, yeah, they've all left town now. The whole circus crew pulled out last night.
Well, the tent's still over there. I just now saw it, Lum.
Well, Abner got the tent, too.
Well, I thought he just had a mortgage on the animals.
Well, he did, but he bought the tent off of them.
Bought it?
Well, that is, I put up the money for it. Lent him $250, so he owns the circus lock, stock, and barrel now.
What in the world would he want with that outfit?
Well, he had to buy the tent. He had to have a place to keep the animals.
Well, why didn't he bring them over here and put them in that lot back there with the rest of the stock he'd been trading for?
Well, he couldn't. He never had no way to get them over here. Him and Cedric both just scared to death of them animals.
Well, I don't know if I blame him much, neither.
See, they got the elephants nailed down over there.
Yeah.
That is, they got stabs driven in the ground and then got the elephants chained to them.
Yeah, I got them staked out down there, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame him for not wanting to try to lead them things over there.
He just bought the tent off of them and left them where they's at over there. He's moved all these other animals he had over here down there with him now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got quite a collection now, putting them all together that way, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got at least one of my anything you can name. I don't care what it is.
Well, what in the name of common sense is he going to do with all of them now?
I don't know.
He can't give them away. Nobody's going to want a lion or an elephant for a pet.
Why, of course not.
And he can't just turn them loose.
No, don't mention that to him. No, turn that bunch of wild animals loose here in Pine Ridge, no telling what'd happen.
No, well, I know what I'd do. I'd leave town about as quick as I could get out of here, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and everybody else would, too.
Yes, sir, Abner's got himself in a predicament there, Lum. He can't let them starve to death, but he can't afford to feed them. But he's got them, and he can't get rid of them.
Yeah. Well, I knowed right from the start that this swap idea here was going to get him in trouble. But I never looked for it to turn out to be as big as a circus.
Well, I'll say one thing. The store business is a lot better now since he's run out of merchandise to swap over here.
Oh, yeah. He was hard competition around here for a while, though.
Yeah, well, I knew that he couldn't keep that up long, though, Lum. Trading merchandise for a bunch of old animals, there wasn't no chance he can't keep that up.
Yeah. Well, I've got to study up some way to get my money out of them.
Get your money out of them?
Yeah, you see, me and Abner's in partners on the animals now.
You mean that you own a half interest in all them animals?
Well, I hate to admit to it, but you see, there weren't no way around it, Dave. I never wanted to get mixed up in it, but I don't know. He come over at my place last night and wanted me to lend him the money to buy the tent with. I don't know. He had tears in his eyes. First thing I knowed, he had me talked into buying a half interest in it.
Well, I thought the way you talked there, you just loaned him the money.
Well, he said he'd make me a half partner in it with him, but I reckon I just well to give it to him.
Well, Lum, if you're a partner, why, you're liable for half the indebtedness of the company then.
I am.
Why, sure. You've got to buy feed on a credit someplace to feed them, and you own a half interest, why, you're responsible for your part of it.
Goodness, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, this $250 you let Abner have last night might just be a starter to what you'll be out for this thing's over.
Well, I thought... yeah, that's right.
Yes, you fooled around and got yourself in just as bad a shape as Abner's in, Lum.
Granny's, I'll have to get busy and study up some way out of this. You ought to be... Well, I'll swan to goodness.
What's the matter?
Look at that. Look coming up out there in front of you.
Poor little lamb. Oh, where'd he get that outfit like that, anyway?
That's the outfit the ringmaster wore in the circus. I recollect seeing him with it on.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we got a whole batch of that stuff. Clown suits and one thing and another.
Well, if he ain't a sight. Look at that coat. It's my night drags the ground. There's the big one.
Looks like overcoat. Look at the way that silk hat fits him.
Yeah.
Got it drawed down over his head there to where he can't hardly see out from under. He's liable to walk right over something, walk right in a well. Come in, Colonel. How's the circus business?
Yeah, howdy, man.
What you doing with that outfit on today?
I doggies, I'm running a circus now. I'm supposed to wear clothes like this.
It's a little bit small for you, ain't it, Abner?
Yeah, it is a little tight on you there.
Well, no, I don't think so. I figured it might be a little big, if anything. I ain't had a chance to look at myself in a looking glass yet.
Yeah, don't do it. I wouldn't do it if I was you. You're liable to have a runaway with yourself if you ever see it.
Hey, we was just talking about your circus, Abner. What are you going to do with all these animals now?
Well, I don't know hardly. I just always wanted a circus. Ever since I was just a kid of a boy growing up, I wanted a circus.
So you could get in for nothing, I reckon.
I just can't hardly believe I'm me. It's just too good to be true. I must be dreaming.
Yeah. I don't think you're dreaming now, but you must have been whenever you swapped for the thing. If you are dreaming, you better wake yourself up and figure out some way to get some feed for them animals.
Yeah, you've got a problem on your hands there now, Abner.
Well, I come by your store just now, Dick, to see you about getting some feed, but your woman said that you was over here.
Well, I haven't got any feed over there, Abner. I've quit handling it. Got to where there wasn't any profit in this stuff, so I just cut it out about 2 months ago.
Oh. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to make a trip to Cherry Hill or into the county seat one. We've just got to get some feed somewhere.
How you going to buy any feed? I thought you said you used all the money to buy the tent and the rest of that stuff with.
Well, I thought I might get it on a credit, you know.
Well, now, don't go around buying feed on a credit. I just found out a minute ago that I'm responsible for half of any debts you make on account of them animals.
Well, now, Lum, they've got to be fed somewhere or another. They're hungry.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where in the world we'll find it.
Well, I don't either, but we've got to get it. I know that. We've got to get it someplace.
I tried to get you to think of all that when you was trading for all that stuff, and you wouldn't do it.
Well, Lord, I thought I had enough feed here to last me as long as I'd want it when I first started taking it.
Wait a minute, that's our ring.
Yeah, more like that's my wife telling me to get back over to the store, too. Tell her that I'm just leaving, Lum.
Yeah, all right, Dick.
Abner, I hope you come out all right on that.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, thank you, Dick. Yeah, so long.
This is Jot 'em Down store. I'm Edward talking.
I've got to get some feed someplace. I know that.
Yes, Mom?
I'll go to church with her, but I can talk him into it over
You want to speak to him? All right, hold the receiver. It's for you, Abner.
Who is it?
I don't know. It sounded sort of like Violet Gaston.
Bye.
I reckon she wants to swap you something with some groceries. Thank goodness you ain't got none.
Well, I'll just tell her she's too late. I'm sorry for her. I'd love to help him if he needs it.
Here.
Yeah, thank you. Hello? Yes, Mom, this is him. Huh? Oh, yeah. yeah, me and Lum is partners on it, but I'm the manager, you know. I look after things, and I wear that outfit like a ringmaster, you know, and frock-tail coats and silk hats and stuff.
Don't be telling folks that I'm partners in with you on this circus, Abner.
Huh? Just a minute. I never understood you, Violet. Lum was talking to me. Lum, be quiet while I talk to him. Oh, well, Violet, we ain't open for business. That is, well, we ain't selling no tickets to see the animals. Uh-huh. Yes, Mom. Well, yeah, I reckon we could. Just a minute. Hold the phone just a minute. Lum. She says that she wants her children to see all them animals we got down there, but she ain't got no money. And she wants to know if she can swap some chickens or something for some tickets.
Well, for goodness sake, don't swap for nothing else we'll have to feed. No. You don't need no more lives.
Yeah, wait a minute, Mom. I got out of here. Hello? Violet? You folks ain't got no extra feed over there, have you, at your place? Uh-huh.
Feed, that's a good
Well,
idea.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll let the whole family in to see 'em for a bale of hay. Yes, Mom, one bale. Well, all right, that's a deal then. Just bring the hay over and you can see 'em any time you want to. All right. Goodbye.
I believe you hit on a good idea there, Abner.
Why, sure. She said they had plenty of feed there on the place, but no money.
Yeah, but I mean, there's lots of other folks here in Pine Ridge in the same fix.
Yeah.
That's more than likely the reason they never had no better crowds over there for the circus. They're all out of money.
Why, sure. Natural. I know. Let me get to that telephone. I'm going to make an announcement over the party line here.
What you fixing to do there?
Well, just a minute. I'm going to call up the folks and tell them that they can get into the circus if they'll bring some feed along for the animals. Let the whole family in for a bale of hay or a bushel of corn. I know that we'll just go into the circus business at that.
Well, it looks like Lum and Abner are in the circus business now, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look in at the manager's office of J.C.H. & Company for a minute. Fred Howard has just been called in by Mr. Marshall, the manager. Listen.
But Mr. Marshall,
No use explaining. You're fired.
Fired?
Sorry.
Well, I've worked here for years, doing the best I could.
Yes, but your mistakes cost us money, Howard. That slip up with Johnson and Company. That trouble with the government. And now...
Yes, I know, but I don't see how that could be helped.
This is a big company, Howard. Can't have things like that. What's your trouble? You don't seem to be on your toes like you used to be.
Well, sir, I don't get the sleep I used to get either. That's what it is, I think.
Too many nightclubs, eh?
Oh, no, it's not that, sir. I seldom go out. It's just that, well, I just can't get any sleep. Lie tossing around, and you've no idea.
I think I have. I've had that trouble myself. Do you know what I use? Horlicks malted milk.
Horlicks? Well, how does that help?
It relaxes you, Howard, and that's your trouble. You're all on edge. Now, you listen to me.
Yes, sir.
You take a few days off. We'll forget about the firing for now. Just go home, drink plenty of Horlicks malted milk. And don't worry. You'll be all right.
Well, gee, that's swell of you, Mr. Marshall. I'll get a package tonight. Horlicks malted milk, huh?
And Horlicks it is, folks. There's nothing like a glass of Horlicks malted milk, hot, just before going to bed, to help you slip off to sleep. To sleep soundly, peacefully, all night long. If you have trouble getting to sleep, in sleeping well, try it yourself. You can get Horlicks malted milk either in natural or chocolate flavor. This is Carlton Brickert speaking for Lum and Abner and Horlicks, who now bid you all good night and good health.